Hello and welcome to the next episode on winching. Now, before we get to the field, we still need to talk about one more thing, that is winch extras. The things that you need to carry in addition to the winch, which can help you winch yourself out better, faster, and smarter. So, let's see what kit I carry and what kit should be your basic winch kit. So, the first thing that you want is something known as a tree saver. A tree saver strap is basically a short 3-meter strap which is wide. So you can go around a tree to hook a cable or to hook something else onto it. So that's your first bit. Of course, you will need bow shackles, soft shackles, which is also part of your regular recovery kit. Those can help you out here. Gloves, very, very important. The next thing you want is a snatch block, or a correct technical term is also known as a pulley block. Now, if you look at this, there are two types of pulley blocks that I have here. One has a polymer roller and the other one has a metal roller. So if you're using metal cable, you're going to use this. If you're using synthetic cable, you want the polymer roller. The reason for this is the polymer rollers are smooth and they do not cut the synthetic rope. Metal cable roller, because of the metal cable, it becomes abraded and it has a lot of rough edges, a lot of sharp edges, and that can damage your synthetic cable. You never want your synthetic cable to be damaged, so always polymer for synthetic, metal for metal cable. Then you want, of course, a winch cable damper. So it should be weighed. This is by SOS Gear. It's already 5 kgs in weight. Or you have pockets to further put in mud or put in sand and weigh it down. You ideally want 10 kgs of weight on the line. But this is now a little bit old school. What we normally now use is something known as a cable arrestor or a safety lanyard. This is again a ultra high molecular weight polyethylene rope, and you attach one end of it to your winch cable and the other end to another anchor point either on your car or a tree next to it. We'll talk about it when we are on the field. So very important piece of equipment. I like to carry winch extension line. So a lot of winch extension line, very important if you want to winch further away. This is going to help you a lot. Then I have something known as an LDP, a load distribution plate. So in case you are attaching multiple points to a single point, so I have, let's say, a tree strap here, I want to attach a snatch block, I want to attach some other things. This helps me distribute the weight on the point. So again, very, very good piece of kit. Then I have something that has become very common nowadays, the recovery ring or the recovery bagel. Now this is from Factor 55. I really like this, but I will not use this for double line pulls. I will only use this for redirects. So when we come to our episode on pulleys and redirects, we're going to use this. But this can be your spare. This should not be your primary. Your primary should always be a proper rated pulley block like this one. Lastly, I have my Factor 55 fast feed. Now this little thing is invaluable for me because I've done a lot of winch cable repairs. The advantage of synthetic rope over metal is if this breaks, I can repair it on the field using this little tool. So a fast feed works really well. We'll again show you later on how to use this. But if you break a synthetic cable, use this and you can repair it. So this is always there in my kit. And something else, which again is not essential, but I love this. It's known as the X lock. This can be used to shorten a winch line. Why do we shorten it? We'll come to that. And also, if you want to belay a car down. Remember, as I said, you cannot use a winch to take a car down a slope, but you can use an X lock with a winch extension line to belay the car down. How do we do this? We'll show you on the field. What you need is one kit for your winch extras and one kit for your recovery extras. These two kits should always be in your car. Again, fantastic stuff sold by SOS Gear. Go have a look at their website. So I've now got a piece of broken synthetic line. Now, not all lines can be repaired. You need to check if the line core can be opened. So keep doing this. If the core can be opened, only then can you repair it. If the core is burnt out, you cannot do this. Now, I need a minimum ½ meter of line to be embedded into the core to hold it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my fast feed open up the fast feed spring completely, put this through and slowly release. Now this is holding on securely to this. How much do I need to go? I need to go, if I want to make a loop of this size, I need to go in at least so much inside. So my entry point is going to be somewhere here. So all I'm going to do is open up the core, slowly slide this through, make sure I'm not coming off at the other end. And all I need to do is now keep threading this, make sure if I come off, I go back in. Some people, what they like to do is, they like to give a double knot here as a safety. So go out a bit. So this basically prevents your thing from getting pulled out. So some people get this loop adjusted on the first and then go back in. I also prefer this same method. And now slowly I will thread this through the core. Make sure I'm not tearing any fiber, just going through the core as slow as I can. This is not a game of hurry. If you keep opening the core, it just becomes easier for the fast feed to slide. Open the core, push it through the fast feed rather than trying to push the fast feed through. Keep going. Once you are somewhere out here, you can just hold this and make sure you've slid everything out. This is an old rope, so it's kind of frayed, but still it works quite well. So this is in. I've got enough here. Now what holds this in place is going to be friction when this is pulled. See, right now, if I pull, it's coming out, right? So how is this going to be held? It's very simple. When this is under tension and this is under tension, as you pull, the outer core tightens. As the outer core tightens, it grips the line which is inside it. And that friction is what holds it, and this is enough to hold the entire weight of your car. So this is how it works. So how do we end this now? I've got this little tail. Either you can leave the tail inside this. A lot of people prefer to leave it inside, and then you need to stitch it up. What I do is very simple. I would just remove this bit and I will take electrical tape and wind it around it. You see this part, if it is frayed too much, you can take a matchstick or a lighter and you can burn it up a bit so that this fray doesn't open up. So go a little bit ahead and come back. Make sure this is nice, tight and snug. And that's it. Your field repair is done. This is strong. This is not going to come off at all. A lot of people in competitions, what they do, if they break it, they don't have time, they will just tie a knot. The problem with knotting these ropes is then they become useless. The knot becomes a part of the least strength, and that's going to be your point of failure. So don't knot it. If you have a knot, cut it on either side of the knot and field repair it. How would you do it if you didn't want to make a loop, but you wanted to join two parts of a broken cable? Then you do the same thing. One end goes 0.5 meters this side and this end goes 0.5 meters this side. So you have 1 meter long length embedded on either side, and that will hold your load if it's a straight repair. The reason why I have this rope cut and I'm showing you this demo is because unfortunately someone didn't use this rope properly. It was all entangled. They picked it up and they tightened it, and I got a knot here. Now this knot is impossible for me to remove, so I had to cut this rope. And now this rope, although it's lost its strength, it's strong enough to use as a safety lanyard that we spoke about. So now I've made this into a safety lanyard. So if you didn't have a fast feed, this was also another field repair that we teach in our classes. But this is the right way to do this. So now this has now become my spare safety lanyard, which is great to use. So you've selected a winch, you mounted it, you've preloaded it, you figured out your winch kit, you learned how to repair a winch cable. You're all ready to now go winching. Let's go.